Tell us your name.
Here the light.
Is the red light on?
Here?
It's recording. Yep. Okay, go ahead, Grandma.
Well,
You're on. It's recording.
what should I say?
Tell us your name, when you came to this country.
My name is Esther Siegel. I came from Poland in 1929.
Okay, Binda, when were you born? Your birth date and year.
What?
When were you born?
Oh, I was born in 1908, 3rd of January.
Okay, and how many kids were you?
I shouldn't say it. 5.
5. Okay.
But I gave birth to 5.
You gave birth to 5. And if you can tell us their names?
Yeah, Sylvia Siegel, Louis Siegel, Elliot Siegel, Lillian van der Horst, and Bernard Siegel.
Okay, how many grandchildren do you have?
I tell you the truth, I lost the record.
36.
36. 36 grandchildren.
Oh wait, no. That's how many Mommy has. I'm sorry. You have
18.
let's see, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25.
What about Mark and...
I counted them. Okay, so it's 25 grandchildren.
They married one too.
Yeah.
Well, we're just going biologically right now, for the record, not how many are spouses.
Oh, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, we're not counting the spouses right now, just the immediate family. And how many great-grandchildren do you have?
I lost the record.
Okay, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. You're expecting your 44th and 45th grandchild.
40.
44 or 45th grandchild, something like that. Or
30,
great-grandchildren.
34.
It's 45.
In M.
It's 44. Oh. Alright.
34th grandchild.
Yes, and your 45th great-grandchild.
And 40.
Oh, wait, no. I'm confused. Let me see. My kids, that's 5.
Brenda's... Okay. Brenda?
And
Alright.
Brenda has 2.
Sharon. Jack.
Okay, wait, we counted. My mom has 36. So then you have cousin Mark's, which is 37, right? Katie, oh no, we already counted them. 37. That's it. You have 37 great-grandchildren.
37 great grandchildren.
Mm-hmm. You're a very rich woman.
I am.
What was it like when you first came to this country? Did you speak any English? Did you speak any English when you first came to this country?
I knew 5 languages.
Mm-hmm.
So I came from the Bronx, where we stayed in a room a short while, to Brooklyn. And we went in Coney Island. And I started to show off for my husband. You see, I'm only 1 week in the United States and I know how to read. He said, oh, go ahead. And I was reading Coney Island. In Polish, you pronounce all the letters. So it meant Coney Island. So my husband corrected me and he said, in English it's different. And then I went for a short while in a day school where elderly people, people from Europe used to come. But I picked up so fast that they didn't have for me what to learn. So I left. Then, when I started to have my children, and they start to go to school. So instead they should make homework. I made with them. And then when I was away someplace, I asked them to write to me in English. And when I answer them, they should correct me if I have a mistake. And they used to do that. And every mistake, I sit down like a little girl and write 10 times that word.
And did you find that helped you?
I did to know the English just on my own. Knowing, so many languages, and also with the children, and with how I acted, that if I made a mistake, I sit down and I write that word 10 times, so it came into my head. Then I start to read English books. And when the children got a little older, I start to read on psychology. And my oldest daughter, Sylvia, said to me, "Ma, how could you understand?" I said, "Between the lines." And I picked up. I know psychology almost like I would take up that subject. And you'd be surprised, the principal of the junior high school for my two sons, Louis and Elliot, was a doctor psychology. So every time he had a lecture, he used to invite me. And I used to listen. And questions I had, he used to answer me. And the learning about psychology, I think that every person, even who is not going to college, should read and learn about psychology, because it gives you in your life so many things. First thing, you understand yourself. You don't pity yourself. You go in the right road. Plus, you help your children. You understand them. You understand people. That's a wonderful subject. I say that not only you go to college and take up psychology, that's you must, but just like I did, taking books in the library, in psychology, like when I was in Florida, so I saw a book there, Over 65. I picked it up and I was reading. And the author of the book said she met a woman, an elderly woman, and she said to her, when she was younger and she lost all her teeth, so her son said, "Ma, go in and make the teeth and I'll pay for it." "Oh," she said, "my son, I'm already so many years, doesn't pay." "Dear lady," she said to the other, "I'm already 90 and I'm still without teeth." See? Now that story means that if they're telling you to do something, or if you have to do something, don't say it, "Oh, doesn't pay." Do it. You see? That's psychology.
Grandpa Izzy?
Yeah. You see, said Grandpa?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Grandpa took over the remaining family who remained in Europe. Little by little, he took them all over. First, they took over one.
What do you mean, the remainder of the family in Europe?
The father died and the mother died.
How? Because, you know, when our future generations...
No, because he was very young, when he was very young.
Mm-hmm.
And they put him to live with his sister, and he didn't like it. So he came to the town where I lived, and he was a very young boy, maybe about 10 years old or what, and he came into a tailor to learn being a tailor. Of course, when you take a boy to learn a tailor, you give him to clean and to watch the baby and all these things. But he had a very good head, and little by little he learned. Then from there, he went to Russia. From Russia, already in Russia, he was already a tailor. So he made some money, and he went as far as Japan. Your grandpa was all over the world.
Where was Grandpa Izzy born?
Huh?
Where was Grandpa Izzy born?
He was born in a little town near Vilna, Malat. I have the picture over my head.
And what country is that?
That's Poland.
Okay.
But it's a little town, you know. It isn't a big town like from where I come. It's a little town. And over there he was working and making some money. And he went as far as Japan, and the other one is Japan, and is the other one, I forgot.
China?
Korea.
It's Japanese, and there is other.
Korea.
Huh?
Korea. Korea. Is that it?
Yeah, and he went there, and he worked there. Then, when he had already enough money, so he bought a passport, and he came to United States. See, he didn't have, the okay to come. But when he got this, he came to United States, and when he had to become a citizen, so when he had to become a citizen, so he made it his real name, Izzy Siegel.
What was his birth name? The name he was born with?
Siegelowicz, they all from Polish, when they with H, so they're taking it off. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Siegelowicz, so they make it Siegel. Yeah. And then, he worked. And one sister was here already.
And who was that?
When he came to the United States. So the sister was, very good the other way. So she made a prize with him. What do you want, with an entry or without the entry? You know what I mean?
No.
When you eat a meal,
Oh, entree, okay.
entree, you know, I don't say the right way. And he worked for a while, he was for a while there. Then he went in a strange house and he took a room. And he took a room and he had a sister there whose husband was killed by on the road there in the little town while he was handling with something, you know, on a wagon and horse, and they killed him, and he had 3 boys. You know, Cousin Benny, you heard about?
Is he the one who had the triplets, or is that Cousin Jack?
Cousin Benny and Cousin Easy, but the third one died in the United States. But when he took off, he took off his sister and all the 3 boys. And as much as he used to tell me, Saturday and Sunday used to be in the stores busy, alterations. So never mind the shop. He used to come in Brooklyn and do a job in the stores. And the money what he made, he used to get for himself a shirt, and the rest he used to give it to the sister she should have. He used to come every day, every night, from the Bronx to Brooklyn, eat supper with his sister because he gave her money for everybody's supper. He had a grandpa, is unbelievable. He had a temper, like Lakey. Lakey got like him.
I don't remember Grandpa Izzy ever having a temper.
Heart. So he brought them. Then it was a sister who was never married, an elderly person. So he took her off. He took her over too. Then it was, what it was hiding me, is it was a time that we didn't have what to eat. But not just, but even not a piece of bread, or like Pesach, matzah with something we didn't have. So you remember we were talking Tante Broche? She wasn't a tante. She was a good-hearted woman without children. And she was crazy for me with my kids.
I always thought she was our aunt.
So she used to send her husband, it was a certain place in a store, it calls Lechem Aniyim. It means for poor people who haven't got what to eat. So every Thursday she used to send her husband to bring a bundle of food for me. She had a fish store. So one from the women, the rich women, came into her. He said, you have some nerve to take away food from people who need it. How comes you sending your husband for the bundle of food? She said, look, lady, I can write. She used to make just a course, but I'll tell you the address. Go up, there is a woman, a young woman with 5 little kids. If she'll starve with the kids together, she wouldn't go there to get that bundle. So I sent my husband. She came up, and when she saw, she left me yet some money too, you know, because I was very independent, you know. I came from a very rich home with 2 maids, and If I said that one sponge cake was under the pillow, covered up a piece of sponge cake, I wouldn't wait too long till I say it should come. When I came here, I was, so different. Everything was good enough for me. I used to go to work. He didn't work. It was 1929. So my aunt, if you heard Aunt Esther, she lived in the Bronx, but she had a lot of friends. So she had in New Jersey someplace a friend who had a shop of dresses. So I had to go. She asked him he should let me learn how to work on a machine in a shop. So I had to go a train, a bus, a ferry, and then another train to come to that shop. And I used to go every day. As soon as I learned a little bit, I went to look for a job in New York. Of course, I was in one shop, so they sent me in another one because I used to kill. Once happened, I went in a shop and I made a bundle of dresses. At lunchtime, the one who irons the dresses and the girl saw working, he said, "Boss will see, he'll send you out." So, and their hour of lunch, they all sit down and they ripped all the dresses, and they have a special machine where you don't have to let it go the whole factory. And they fixed up the dresses and he ironed them over. That man, I saw in Florida. When he saw me, he said, "My goodness, Esther, you didn't change." Then in Florida, I was always, in my house, I was wearing with a kerchief with earrings and with lipstick. So anyways, in little by little, I went to go. Then it happened, I took Grandpa, he should be my hand, you see, because he really knew it how to sew. And he was without a job. So I took him my job. When I used to take a bundle of dresses that needed pockets or buttonholes, these, I would batch it up. So he used to make these. Then happened, I got sick, sick, woman sickness. And he used to drag me by my foot underneath, "Esther, come home. And I cut the tickets, because every ticket I cut means I'm making the dress. And next morning I come, is that sister of his, who was never married, she said, "You coming tomorrow to work?" I never answered. Then it came her brother's wife, Tante Sadie, if you heard something. She didn't work, but her finger was hurting her. Oh, like this she made it. In Jewish, go to the doctor. Next morning, I was by the hospital, not home. But me was hurting. Next, across the street from my house, from my apartment, was a place where they used to make suits to order for men. Somebody's too short, too fat, but good suits. So I figured, look, I went in and I ordered a suit for him. She comes in, she sees a package. Oh, again you shopping. So he got mad. And he took that suit and tore up that carton, not that suit, the carton. You see what she bought for herself? And if not my husband, she would never be in the United States. But then she met somebody in the older age, and he had a car. They used to take Izzy and Benny and the other nephews and nieces. She never took anybody of my 5 kids for a ride. So, how could I have any? But I was, I had a letter where she wrote him how much money he sent her to come here. So I said, so much money he sent her, and if she once lended to us $10, we should have a piece of something to eat. You had to pay her back the $10.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
Oh, we were 4 sisters and 3 brothers.
And where are they?
Where are they? Aunt Fanny died in natural death. She died in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here, and one is in South Africa, Lorna. She's 3 years older than I am.
Mm-hmm.
She's still around.
And Binda, how old are you?
I was in January 90.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, and I remember all these things.
Why are you called Binda?
It's from you coming, Binda. You couldn't say grandma, so you called me Binda. When you start to have babies, you told them to call me Binda. Plus, it was nothing coming grandma to your mother and grandma to me. But they like it so much, Binda, that even the grandchildren, even the children are calling me Binda. That's how it comes, Binda.
Okay, so you started to say there was Aunt Fanny, you, Tante Lorna.
Tante Lorna, and the rest were all killed by Hitler. My father, my mother, and my oldest brother, and I had children already. One is in Israel. So when Grandpa was alive, we used to ride with him. But Aunt Lorna and Tzippi is riding with him. In fact, I had that she said is planning to come to see his Tante Esther. He got children, you see. He is in a kibbutz. You know what that means, a kibbutz?
A communal home?
Yeah.
More than one family living in a
The
home?
fact is that years ago, when I didn't have yet children, and all my uncles and aunts are here, so I had here a lot of cousins. So it used to be a family meeting from the cousins and the uncles and the aunts. So it came talking about laser, about that one who is in Israel. Because thanks to my uncle, he found it out. Because he didn't know. He was looking for somebody, so he found it in. So they want all the people, all the relatives, of my father's side, want to bring him over here in the United States. But he wouldn't go in the United States. He's really a communist, you see. That's why he lives there, in the community home, you see. So he wouldn't go. But when when Grandpa died, I can't be bothered. The first thing my hands is, before I used to write, but now is my hands, I feel it when it's inside something. So my hands not like that. But I'm getting along somehow. But my memory, Shelley, is unbelievable.
I know your memory's better than mine. I can't remember what I did an
Zippy
hour
is
ago.
dying to write a book. I should tell her. She knows. I'm surprised she hasn't got a thing like that.
Well, she doesn't know, but I was doing a paper in school on diversity and culture in our society, and I was realizing how, when my kids become grandparents, the Yiddish language, first of all, will be totally lost and forgotten. My generation doesn't speak it. So when, my children's generation is your age, it'll be totally lost and gone. And then I started to think about, our history. We have a Bible that we got when Grandpa Izzy passed away, and that has like the family tree on it, the genealogy, but it doesn't have the actual history. So I thought if I captured, the history, because you remember, I can't remember anything, but you remember every detail. We can capture it on video for future generations.
Yeah, sure.
Where do you fall in line among your brothers and sisters? You know how like Elizabeth is first, I'm second, Kevin is third.
My very youngest sister, she was very, except that she was very beautiful. She finished high school in Hebrew. She finished conservatorium on piano. She was 2 years old. We had a baby piano in the house. My father took a teacher for everybody. But I went right away instead 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now I want to sit down. But my sister, my sisters, they all know. The fact is that it isn't one in my family who isn't musically inclined, not just
What's
music.
your younger sister's name?
My sister in Canada.
The one who played the piano, the one who was younger than you, 3 years younger?
Oh, her name was Sarah. But I don't know, because she married a fellow who was an engineer, and they bound them together. She was with the first baby in the 8th month. They bound them. They took.
Who, Hitler?
They were sitting, your father should be in very long, long years. He remind me my father. Any trouble, he wants all his children, grandchildren around him. So that brothers, 2 boys, walked away to Russia. So the younger one they killed, and him they took out one eye. So he's still all the time with one eye. And the other one, the other one was the youngest one. You see, my first mother died, she was only 38 years old. And my father married my first mother's brother's daughter. She was by house in the house. And it happened that my mother descended away, it calls Karlsbad in Germany, a certain city where they're curing for gallbladder. They're giving to drink something. So she was drinking so much that they found it out that it busted her liver. It means she's going to die, so they send her back home. I remember this, everything. I remember I was standing on. She was wearing a skirt with a blouse, and here in the skirt, she kept always her keys. So she went over to my cousin, to my second mother, and took the keys out from her skirt and put it in the cousin's skirt, and said, I want you to be a good mother to my children. I have to die. I remember I was standing in the store, because when this happened, my father was upstairs, but I was downstairs in the business, not doing anything, because I was maybe 6 or 7. I have a picture when we took for morning. My father and all the children, and the boys were wearing black and white check suits, and the girls were wearing dresses. I was going cutted out. But Shelley, that second mother of mine, she was better even like a first one. And I was crazy for her. In summertime, we always used to rent a bungalow to be summer in the country. So when I used to come, I used to go with a pitcher of milk and calling her, Ma, you have to drink it. She used to get very thin to the end of the season. So I want to fill her up to her, Mama. So the neighbors used to say, in Jewish, you ever see a stepchild? A stepchild should be so good. But she was good. I remember I went out with a wet hair, and I got in my head, how do you call this, like worms or something. Anyways, had to be cured. So she used to sit by the little stove, a stove, put it on, with medicine and a scissor, and cut it out and smear it. And my father came up. So, you know how many years it is. And I still remember, he said, if I wouldn't know that she's the mother who raised but not gave birth to her, I would be jealous. She used to sit and clean my hair and smear it and cut it out, the bad hair. He said, if I would know that some mother who just raised her, but when I would know that's the mother, I would be jealous. Like this, it feels good. And I was crazy about her too. See, my very oldest sister, Fanny, they were almost around the same. She was 12 or 13 years old. She was 17. So she was jealous of her. She was jealous of her.
Do you have any other questions to ask Binda before we stop for the night?
None that are real important.
Well, any
Not that
question
many.
is important.
Can't think of any right now.
Okay, well, Binda, we're going to stop for now. And I want to tape again, hopefully one day this week, okay?
And I told her, unless the noise or the hate comes.
Okay, well, today is May 3rd.
See, that's what I mean, Shelley psychology. If I would know psychology, I would be off my mind a long time ago. I'm sitting all alone. If Lakey wouldn't call me once in a while, she calls me maybe about 8-10 times a day. First thing, she opens up her eyes and she calls me.
Tess and one son. We have seven grandchildren. He has 2. One daughter has 2, and another daughter has 3 children. No, not yet. No. No.
No, I have
We have.
2 children,
Yes.
19
And
19
now-
and 16.
You didn't bring them for us to play with? You didn't bring them for us to play with?
Bring to play with. I smell a fire, not a.
That's a cigar.
No. I smell fire.
That's a cigar.
It's like chalk.
15,
Damn.
Well, I'm not sure.
Husband?
Are there any tomatoes
A friend
left?
of mine gave me back
How would you
years
say
ago.
the spouse of
No, a couple of years ago when my dad was
Uncle Hank, pass the tomatoes, please.
a guy used to bring in all
I would say white.
cigarettes and I
like Baal is the husband, and Baba is
And Uncle Al, you didn't follow color.
I used to like them years ago.
like Brenda's younger one. That means the big ones. One-liners. Guys calling him Sam. Mi grosso spaccio. Crazy. So then he goes and tells mommy on me. So mommy makes believe she's yelling at me. And such a smile on his face.
Oh?
And she said there's a gotcha. 3 children.
This is a simple.
Does it mean?
Nah, the president is trying to get it knocked out.
16.
No, I'm not talking about
No, you can talk.
You and Yeah, well, see, a lot of places. You gotta watch it on TV. Like now they have Oprah and Jerry Springer. But it is play configurations. Wrestlers.
Hi, twin. Sarah.
Did you see the New Year's one? I didn't see it. I heard about it.
Oh, it's
Is there a little tub of cream cheese I made down there?
I think Shelley would like to see Eddie, his family.
No, they made.
Sam is.
Do you know that he might take away all of them out there? There's another one. You told us my email wouldn't work.
Aber ab dem Moment kennen sie, sie haben Zoll, sie haben nicht Zoll, kennen sie kommen zu sehen. Und dann sagen sie, die können Käse machen. Ja, oh ja.
This is Dina.
Die was van gassen. Er is ganz Spanisch in
Some down there, I think.
All right, no problem. I'll give him with some other stuff. I'm making a bagel for Uncle Arnold. Hi. I'm making a bagel for your Uncle Arnold.
I sent you about that ICQ, that was kind of a neat thing. The flags and blanks with each other right away.
I want to figure out how it's done.
This is the one I
It's
canceled.
ICQ Mirabilis.
This is the reservation, the confirmation of all the cards.
You know, seriously, sit down with me.
Oh, I know less than you. I only know this because my friend Dan.
I don't have
That's okay, they do that.
What I am is a button pusher. I need to do X.
Well, can you give me a little
Somebody
bit
shows
of
me how to do it.
If you don't throw it, that's what everybody
It was worth it just to get a little bit further, right?
No, it's fine. We got 5 days. So just we didn't want you to think that we were like, you know, trashing the place, making like a hole in the ceiling.
I wouldn't care.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. That's fine. Terrible law. Oh, yeah. How annoying.
I didn't understand what they were saying before.
Nellie was surprised.
You know it's not gonna hurt you,
No,
right?
before that, they were saying something about what they called him over the phone. Yeah, now's not appropriate.
Look, there's Mom,
Is it okay?
staying next to Uncle Harry.
Oh, it's your floor.
Mom taking a picture. There's
Oh,
Paul.
I get
And
Honey, you haven't seen it before. It's too wound up. Go away.
Andrew?
She'll be fine.
Say hi, Aunt Brenda.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's sitting in the dressing
You know what? Sometimes it's not so bad. She'll
Hi.
play with the kids, Harry. Just get the. Just go. I cried
Oh, I almost
when I
fell.
was Kate cried. Because she didn't. She didn't understand. Yeah. Big mush. Is what he is. It's a big mush. Huh?
Forget it now. No, I mean, forget it now, getting her in.
Doing a yo-yo.
I can't even do it twice in a row.
I used to see what I can do.
I know.
Ask Sean, I'm an awesome mom.
He told me
Andrew.
all about it. And Aunt Brenda showed me this, and Aunt Brenda showed me
I
that.
had a group of kids in the store, and Sean was so impressed. I was showing them that their yo-yo wasn't broken. And I
Wait, I'll be like,
so cool.
There's Mom again.
Sam was telling me he never looked out to him to go and visit me.
And Sip.
So this was scary.
Ask Mom. How far you are.
because we don't say like this, I wanted to talk to you.
Every time you go see
I'll be like, yeah, wait, what's new? Did you want the cafe?
so he told me how far you are.
Sunday is really hard.
It's a joke.
I gotta get his email.
There's Grandma.
I gotta get his address so I can write to him.
But enough about me.
Aunt
What do you
Lathan.
think about me?
I want you to play with the other kids.
Speaking of me, I do have news.
Sean was at
Finally,
Aunt
my
Lacey.
career has
Uncle Harry.
Kids, they're outside. Look, come here.
heard
They
of
got the
C-SPAN,
cards
you know
out.
C-SPAN?
Yeah, of course.
A year ago or more, no, about a year and a half ago when I got my Mac, I didn't even know the genesis of this. I was playing on getting on, I got on the internet, and I